was the year 2011. Abigail, Nadia, and I returned back to Goa from the Middle East, Oman, after more than a decade of a corporate world experience. We were happy to be back out of the 9 to 5 rat race, a world, and much more happier because we decided to pursue our passion, our purpose, and above all, give quality time to our daughter Nadia. Soon, it was a time to get into school. So we inquired, we searched, we asked friends, family, and supposedly inquired all of the best schools that were there in Goa and closest to where we stayed. We made a conscious decision to give our daughter all the time for the first 3 primary years, and then at the same time registered a company which was very dear to us. We finally got admissions for our daughter, and we're happy for her as well as for ourselves because she got into a good school. It was the first day at school. With all the joy and excitement, we reached at the school parking lot. And the school was blessed with an ample parking space. However, what my eyes saw at the school parking was disturbing and unbelievable. It was an utter chaos. I was saddened by the fact that there was a lack of empathy, concern, discipline, patience, and safety measures followed by parents. Each one of themselves and their own kids was what they followed, and the overall safety was not done. One day I was at the school parking, just trying to keep Nadia and myself safe from the morning rash, negligent driving at the parking lot. A parent came in with a car and dropped her 4-year-old boy and left thinking that the son would make it safely to the footpath. In front of the boy was a parked vehicle reversing that almost missed the boy since the driver couldn't see the boy from the middle rearview mirror as the boy was shorter than the rearview mirror. This came to my notice and I immediately ran to the boy's safety and pulled him off. And the mother saw me as she was taking a turn that I did that, and she came running. And then she came over to me, and what I told her was, "Madam, you need to be more cautious when you drop your son off." And then we followed I told her to follow the traffic, and back she was following and getting onto discipline. But another few more days, she was back again doing the same thing, what she was doing originally. So then I pondered, is this what it is? Is this what our safety parking lot is all about? And I asked myself, if I was going to give an education to my daughter, would I value education over safety or safety over education? So I approached the school for a solution. The school tried very hard to tame the egos of the parents that were coming at this car parking lot. Security personnel were put in place to slow the traffic. However, it continued. There were verbal abuses happening, a large tone of voice early in the morning, parents in a hush-hush road race to get to their workplace, and children were ignored. The kids were watching this happen. The security personnel were also being attacked by the parents as they were being corrected. The school was reluctant to bring the parents to task since the situation was getting out of hand and was getting worse day by day. There was a blame game happening instead of taking 100% responsibility. Again, something had to change. Maybe it was a calling to bring this change. A surge of emotion, but how? So I questioned myself again, a very deep one. What good is education if we can't keep our children safe at the parking? What have we become? Have we become numb to others' concerns? What are we teaching our kids and producing by the dozen? So the very next day, I receive a letter in my daughter's bag that there is a PTA committee that needs to be formed. And those interested parents had to give their names to the PTA. I was like, this is it. Thinking of the road safety was the one thing that was broken there. I said I could bring that change. And I was all in that arena to bring that change. And I contested and I got into the PTA committee. Once I joined the committee, the road safety became a distant agenda. What happened was that my soul was lost, and I felt that there were more other things that concerned the parents and the PTA more than the safety. So I took on with that challenge, and I stuck to the agenda that was being discussed. Things like, children's academics, being with their parents in the safety parking lot was never taken up. Then one morning at the parking lot, I got upset at this one parent that was totally negligent of the child crossing and was disobedient to the traffic personnel on the school. I intervened and I told the parent, please obey the traffic personnel of the child's safety. To which he said, who are you? And do you see me violating? He said to me, can't you see all the parents? Are you blind? Sir, I said, I'm Robert. And I'm a concerned parent and a member of the PTA. I am not blind, but I will address others. But if you can help me, we could bring about a change in this parking lot, and this can get noticed by other parents, and we could have them come and collaborate with us. He basically turned and said, go to hell. I don't have the time. And then he was back to his ways, dropping his kids in the same fashion which he always followed. Parents are stubborn at times, and PTA isn't understanding, and this was something very crucial that got into me. Now, how do I handle this is the question that came to me. Are parents all like this? There had to be someone who could think like me to bring about safety. So I decided, and excuse my French, I decided to screw the PTA. And I said, I'll do what it takes. And here I was, taking a long ranger's path. And I said to myself, no matter what, I am going to keep the parking lot safe. A do-or-die approach. I once read a quote that totally resonated with me during my corporate days that said, management is doing things right, but leadership is doing the right thing. So I now decided to join the security personnel team in my own way. The one thing that I did was assisting parents that get to the parking lot but wanted help with their children to drop them off the parking. So I went very politely, opened the door for the kid, assisted the kid, and put them to safety, and had some more PTA personnel come in and take the kids to the safety. This started going on for at least a month, me doing it on my own, until one parent showed up and came to my help. And he said, I want to be of help to you. I said, just do what I'm doing. Every parent that comes here, you find having another child in the car, just help the parent and get them on and get them to the safe parking lot. So as it went on happening, this was clear. We wanted to do more in the parking. We wanted to get parking lanes. We wanted to get speed bumps. We wanted to get safety signs. So I approached the school management and I asked them, can we get this done? This is of prime importance. So they replied to me saying that they don't have a budget as of now to do a smooth road, to get the safety signs, and to get all that needs to be done to keep the children safe. I said, but this is of primary importance. Academics can wait for now, but we need to have this done. But that really didn't resonate with them. So here I was, consistently pushing this forward every agenda of the PTA meeting. So now I realized that because I was voicing my opinion again and again, I was being targeted and I was not considered. So I decided to listen. I decided to keep quiet and just listen at the PTA meetings. And what I did was I focused and I decided on areas which other members were focused on, such as segregation of waste, which children needed to dispose the waste of properly, the PTA body not registered formally, which had power if it was registered, and then talk about how important money was and how children need to have the importance to know about money. And finally, all the other areas such as fire extinguishers which were expired were not renewed, and we didn't know. There were medical sets in the buses that were not handled. And so all these needed to be taken care. So I gradually convinced the management that this was also of primary importance and this needed to be done. And we needed a PTA audit team that could verify that this happened, and then we should log and put a SOP into it to see that this happens. But it was ignored again, and it was only me who could see these things. So I said to myself, again, at the PTA meeting, what is this actually happening over here? And how do we solve this? Immediately within the next 1 month, the budget was assigned for it. The medical sets were checked in the bus. The old medical sets were removed from the bus. They put in the fire extinguishers. They saw that they were working. The school fire extinguishers, the old ones were removed. They put new ones. The cracked ceilings that needed to be checked. The school ceilings, whatever was wearing out needed to be checked. That was already been audited and a team was assigned. And finally, the budget was approved. I was out of the PTA, but the budget was approved for the road. I still held on. I went to the parking lot, saw that there were safety signs. I myself went and got the safety signs done, did digging over there, put the safety signs, and I took action. We got the speed bumps done. We got the contractor in. We told them, you know, with a lot of other parents coming in, all of them got together, and we had a very good, safe parking lot for the children. And after that, thank you. So the lesson that I really learned from this little experience that I had was that to bring a change, you must be the change. You have to be hands-on. You have to take action. Just talking doesn't help. You have to move on and do the actual work before other people see you and proclaim that that's you who's not doing it. And you have to listen very clearly with a good intention and the right attention. If the intention is the right one, somewhere, somehow, someone will always listen to you. And that is the purpose to your big why, which will come true. Position titles will not take you anywhere, and that's what I came to know. Position doesn't matter. What matters is to lead without a position. And when you begin a project, we pursue it no matter till whatever obstacles come in. And the important lesson that I always believe in and I truly follow is never give up and never give in, no matter what. Thank you. Another very important lesson that I learned from one of my mentors was that how you do anything is how you do everything. And there's a law that really I follow, is that you can never really break the law. You can only break yourself against the law. So the laws will always be there. But if you break that law, you're breaking your own self. You're never going to really actually break that law. You're breaking your own person. So as a human, you're breaking your own self. So that's all I have to share. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.